welcome to our Plugs Community Connection. I am your host, DJ Kitty Cat, with my sister co-host, Miss Morningstar on WKRA 92.7 FM The Change. If you're looking for the best in news, current events, community outreach programs, and shopping connections, you've come to the right place. We've got a great mix of content and community connections lined up for you this evening, along with special guest interviews. So, grab your favorite drink of choice, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Good morning, WKRA 92.7 The Change. It's your morning host, DJ Kitty, here with my sister, my co-host, Miss Morningstar from Our Plugs, the Community Connection. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone had a great weekend, a great Monday. And we're back at it. We've been actually out of town, so we are back in town and we're back to business. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys have eaten your breakfast and you've had some coffee or water. Come on in, get relaxed. We've got some things to discuss. We see our family out there in our YouTube chat. Good morning to you as well. And thank you for being here. And we want to start every morning like we do with a morning affirmation. We get those affirmations from our affirmation queen, and her name is Mrs. Morningstar. Hey, sis. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, y'all. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome. Yes, we've been traveling, so we are like skedaddling all over, but we are here and happy to be here with you guys this morning. So welcome in. Let's get into these affirmations. I came across this actually over the weekend, and I was like, this will be kind of cool to just, give some people some motivation, inspiration to continue to keep going, because today we're dealing with our veterans and leaders. So giving you a little bit of inspiration here. So these are just quotes today that I'm going to read off. One is by Louise Hayes. I am in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing.
Yep.
This one is Thich Nhat Hanh. I don't know who that is, y'all. But
did you say Thich Nhat Hanh? Okay, go ahead.
Nhat Hanh. I probably said it wrong, but conscious breathing is my anchor.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. Being conscious of your breath is your anchor.
Yes.
That keeps you grounded.
Absolutely.
Ram Dass is the next one. You are loved just for being who you are, just for existing. I think Reggie will like that one.
Yes. Amen, though. I love that one.
I love it, too. The chance to love and to be loved exists no matter where you are. That's from Oprah.
Okay, Oprah, come through.
Courage starts with showing up and letting ourselves be seen. Getting out of your comfort zone, doing things that you don't normally do.
Yep.
That's by Brené Brown.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay, I ain't going to even try this name because it's...
Don't do it.
It's YRSA is the first name. Daily Ward. Pronounce that. Okay, So this one says, make way for the unprecedented and watch your reality rearrange itself. Let me say that again. Make way for the unprecedented and watch your reality rearrange itself.
I can dig it. I
follow that.
Yeah.
Things that are not normal. But watch how you adapt to the unnormal.
Yeah. I like Thick Neck's comment earlier. I just like the name, really. Thick Neck.
Open your heart and drink in this glorious day? Heather Harvey-Lesky.
Okay, Heather.
I am good enough. Yes, I am. Michelle Obama.
Yes, I am.
The perfect moment is this one. John Kabat-Zinn. I am deliberate and afraid of nothing. Andre Lord.
Okay,
So
Andre.
that's your affirmations, y'all. Take it, stamp it, write it down, put a sticky note to it, but use it, put it in your mental block. But hold on to them because I'm pretty sure we can all utilize something out of that.
Mm-hmm. Thick neck. He made me pay attention.
See
His name alone.
Big neck.
Anywho, so we're going to go ahead and hop right into the weather. So in Holly Springs, you've got a high of 81 and a low of 58 with an 84% chance of rain, isolated thunderstorms in the morning, storms in the afternoon. You've got winds out of the southwest 10 to 20 miles per hour. Please stay safe. It's going to get down a little bit today. 84% is going to get down. Your mosquito risk is medium. Air quality is good. Grass and tree pollen is high. So be careful out there, Holly Springs. Memphis, Tennessee, you've got a high of 84, low of 61 with a 57% chance of rain. Now, Memphis, pay attention now. It's partly cloudy in the morning, scattered thunderstorms, hail, and possible tornado. So I need you guys to pay attention. Miss Morningstar and I were in a tornado this weekend in DC. I slept through it. I was asleep. Miss Morningstar said, "Did you hear that?" And I didn't hear anything. I was asleep. However, when we left the hotel, we saw uprooted trees, big trees, giant trees, uprooted. So please be careful, Memphis. Our family out in Memphis.
And there was no warning.
There
was no warning.
No alarms, no nothing.
We were resting from our flight and our travels in. Kitty kind of dozed off. I was up and we were on the 8th floor and I looked out the window and I saw the wind didn't look right and stuff was whipping up against the window and I just stayed put.
I didn't hear anything, y'all. I was gone.
The TV signal went out and it was like quick. It was less than probably 6 minutes in total, but it uprooted trees, big trees.
It ran through DC. And well, we were actually in Virginia at that time, but it hit Virginia, DC, that entire area. So
Maryland, all of that.
Yeah, but it came on through.
Yeah.
Let's see. Your mosquito quality or your mosquito risk is high in Memphis as well. And your grass and tree pollen is high as well. So be careful and pay attention to the skies. If you guys see that it's gray, take heed. And I know that you may not get a weather alert on your phones or on your TV, but if you hear a train, that is a tornado. If you hear a train and you're not near tracks, you might want to take cover. Now let's get to Houston. Hot Houston. Houston, come to the front of the room. I expected for you guys to be done with this heat wave by the time we got back to Houston. I'm disappointed. I want you to know we've got a high of 96 and a low of 71. It's hot. 17% chance of rain, cloudy early and then partly cloudy in the afternoon. Maybe a stray shower, but not really. Winds out of the southwest, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Mosquito risk is high. We already know that. It seems like all the mosquitoes are at my house in my backyard. Grass and ragweed pollen is medium and the air quality is good. So that is your weather. That is your allergy report, your air quality report. And please be safe out there, especially with these, tornadoes touching down. I know it hit us, but it also hit in St. Louis. Oh, really bad in St. Louis. So prayers to all those lives that were lost. I know we lost some up in Virginia.
Yeah, definitely prayers.
Yes. Prayers to all who were affected. And let's just be safe. That's all I can say. Let's just be safe out there. Yes, we see you, T-Wiz, and I'm glad that you and your family are safe, honey. Let's get into current events. News you can use. We just report the news. We don't make it, or we try not to.
Either you can use it, or you just gonna laugh at it. I don't
Yeah.
know. Or you're gonna just be shocked. It's one of those.
It's been pretty shocking these last few weeks. Did you want to start, or you want me to start?
You can start. You can go ahead and start.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and hit the elephant in the room. Diddy. So Cassie's there was more testimony, and due to that testimony, it pretty much corroborated Cassie's story. And yeah, Diddy, you are in trouble. Miss Morningstar, go ahead and take over. I got a little one that just got up.
Okay, yeah. So we all know that she did like a week almost of testimony. Describes some absolute, whew, I mean, words can't explain the things that we read. That I will not go into graphic detail. I'm pretty sure you guys have read it too, or possibly been talking to people. But that was just her. It's going to start other people who are going to be testifying. This is going to be a lengthy process. I mean, I ain't no judge or no jury, but he seemed pretty guilty to me.
Yeah, he does.
And sound like he had a real problem. And he really is an old man now with mental illness, and it's sickening. But he needs to stay, to my opinion, he needs to sit right where he at for the remainder of his life.
I agree with that. The
Horrible
remainder of his life. But I don't know if that's mental illness. I think it's just evilness. I don't want. There's
different levels of mental illness.
There
you see
are.
What I'm saying? And I think in order to do some of the things that you do, yes, you have to be evil, but you also have to be sick in the head, because how do you think of such evil to do? How do those thoughts come across your mind? I think and mental illness doesn't always mean that you get off, because you definitely thought this out.
Yeah.
You decided to target this woman.
I mean, you mapped other people. You planned it, and I saw a video of him losing his cool when he was playing golf with DJ Khaled, and just going. But there's that. Maybe you have anger issues, but when you sit up here and deliberately torment someone to the point where it is detrimental to everyone around, yeah, it may be mental illness. I'm not a professional. I just know that he's sick and he needs to stay right where he's at. Maybe they can get him some mental health.
Well, they'll get it for him while he right there where he belongs.
But he doesn't need to be out, because he's definitely a danger to the society. I mean, look at what you've done to the women that have been in your life. The women that's been in his life outside of his mother and maybe his daughters have been abused.
Right.
And I'm not going to say all, but it's enough. Cassie was enough. But the fact that, what's her name? Dawn Richards, she, corroborated her testimony, because she saw, Cassie's friend, he jumped up. You were actively attacking women.
Yeah.
And what frustrates me more than anything is the other men who sat around and did nothing. You cowards. Usher, you're a coward.
I didn't read anything about him.
I did.
So, okay.
It's in People magazine.
He was a kid too at one point.
He was a kid
when he was groomed.
Yes, he was groomed as well. And I don't think Diddy had a choice of who he was going to torture, because we've only heard from the women. We haven't even heard from the men. And we have to remember that these were accusations from both women and men.
And I'm gonna say this, I like to play devil's advocate when it comes to how do you sit there and watch, like you said, this kind of behavior take place. But this person, Diddy, a lot of power, a lot of resources, scary guy to them. I don't see the scariness,
I
but
don't either.
to a lot of them, they were in the thick of it. He had a lot of power. Money is power, and he can get people hurt. So it could have been fear of for the families. But if for me, I would have had to leave the situation and let people know, hey, this is what's going on, and somebody need to get in there and help save that girl, because her brain, I think, was too far. She thought she was in love.
I mean, but you have to think about the life of someone who is being groomed. You know, he groomed her to think that this is what love is, and this is how you show love, and this is what you do to show me that you love. And then on top of that, being supplied with narcotics to keep her
under the
mind
influence,
slow. You know, under the influence, day in and day out. That is, but you know, everybody has a end date, and when you meet your maker, that's between you and the Lord. But while you here, you're gonna be judged by 12. It's better than being carried by 6 or judged by 6. What, y'all know what I mean? He needs to be judged.
And judgment
locked up.
In the morning. It's gonna keep coming. One morning it's gonna come.
Yes. So that was what everybody's pretty much talking about. I wanted to hit that. But Fat Nixon, come to the front of the class. Why are you out here threatening Beyonce, Bruce Springsteen, Bono, and Oprah? What's wrong with you? You mad because they were on, they were campaigning for Kamala, so you want to threaten them that they're going to be under investigation because she paid and it's all illegal? What's illegal is getting a $400 million plane from a foreign country, Qatar. What's illegal is getting a golf course and your kids getting $2 billion and making deals, and then you show up the very same thing you accuse Biden of doing is what you and nose your son with the nose issue are doing.
What's illegal is that you a whole felon with 34 dang on felonies, and you sitting up here running and bumping your gums about what people doing illegal, and you a whole crook, you a whole felon. You got a number.
Exactly. I don't have a number.
You got a mugshot.
Sis, do you have a number? I don't have a number.
I ain't got one.
But I bet you he does.
But you get to be the president. How that work?
White supremacy. I said it. White supremacy.
Ain't nobody worried about him and his crybaby moments, because at the end of the day, it's all centered around his jealousy. He's jealous. See, nobody likes you. So you're jealous. Your feelings are hurt because people talk about you. They talk about you constantly. And it's not right. It serves you right.
Yes. They should talk about you because
you done it.
Look at you. You deserve everything that they say.
You did it.
I heard plantations were on fire.
Yeah, I heard that this weekend.
Our ancestors said, "Oh my!"
We had a cookout.
Some s'mores.
Did they have some smoked meat, some ribs,
some chicken,
some potato salad?
Everybody should have came with their fans to fan the flame.
Put on the line dance music while the fire was roaring, and got the line dancing and enjoying ourselves, baby, because that's a real picnic.
That's a picnic. If we want to have a picnic, but we're not barbecuing people. That's the only difference.
We went on and with the ancestors, I'm gonna just call it what it is. I think it was the ancestors. They said, "No, we burning this thing. Today is the day.
Today's the day."
And surprise, it's not. We not gonna let it die out until it's all gone.
I mean, the fire department did put the fire out, and then it started in another part of the house. And the name of the quote unquote resort, let's just call it a plantation, and stop trying to put a 10 on a 10, a 10 on a 2. The plantation, baby. The ancestors said, "Oh no, we're not doing
not today.
Not today, not anymore. The name of it is Not Away. Not away. It is not a way that you should go. It housed 150 slaves came through there. Now it's all pretty and they've got these cottages. We don't want to,
people having their weddings
how
in there.
Disrespectful.
Just demons. I'm call it demons.
And I hope that everybody that got married there, I hope y'all are catching it. Oh well. I heard Elonia is upset because he's done. I mean, Frumpy has pretty much tossed him to the side. He's no longer needed.
Well, why didn't he just with him over in the Middle East? He was just with him in the Middle East.
There. But it looks like Frumpy is removing.
Was that it? Was that the last?
I guess that was the farewell tour.
Oh, okay.
You know how? Let me take him out of town and break up with him gently.
Let me go ahead and end this relationship. I'm gonna go ahead and take him on a trip around the world real quick.
You know, been around the world and yeah. Baby.
Oh, Frumpy.
Frumpy. That's pretty much. Oh, well, I'm going to say this. I heard about this and it kind of shocked me. They just started talking about how Memphis is the schmurder capital of the U.S. And I looked it up and they're actually not. However, now go with me, folks. If you claim that it's the schmurder capital, the unaliving capital, then you can enact some type of martial law to see how it bodes well with the people. So they're sending in the feds to assist local law enforcement because apparently Memphis is out of control with all the schmurders and unaliving that's going on. I will say this to our Memphis family. Y'all chill out. Like for real. Because y'all are, understand what we're saying. Y'all are the test tube. Y'all are the case study. They're going to study to see how if they bring the feds in and they possibly, allegedly bring in declare martial law because it's so outrageous and all the schmurders. But Memphis isn't the schmurder capital. It's Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit, Baltimore, in that order. Memphis isn't even on the top 5. But for whatever reason, they have decided to start with Memphis. Folks, get out them streets, go find you a job, and go sit down somewhere.
Get out the way, y'all.
Yes, please get out the way, because when they come, they're going to come looking specifically for you, and they're going to come and lock you away for as long as they possibly can, if you even make it that far.
Yep.
I want y'all to think, be smart now. Get you a job and do things the right way, because, hey, we're not playing. They're not playing. They're not playing. And since I think that's all I have, you want to go ahead and go to commercial? And
let's take a break, and then I'll come back and talk about a couple things.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Okay.
You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7, The Change. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Welcome to Morningstar Boutique, where the sun is shining and the style is all about you, your beauty, confidence, and individuality. Whether that's your perfect summer dress, a chic jumpsuit, or outfit you didn't know you needed, we've got you. Stop by ourplugs.com and check us out. We'll see you soon.
Opal May Simplistic Beauty is hair care and skincare in a bottle. Take a quick survey and let us design your own formula. Go to ourplugs.com, look for Opal May Simplistic Beauty, and we can get your formula out to you as soon as possible. We hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. Sparkle Kicks LLC is your one-stop shop for a wide variety of customized items. So bling out your Crocs. Customize that cutting board. Get you custom dominoes. Stop by and we will customize your order today. We can be found on Etsy and Our Plugs LLC. I'll be waiting to customize your order. All you need to do is place it.
Hi, www.saysomething.biz, and let's say something together.
And we are back. You're listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7, The Change. We are going to go into the second half of our news you can use. Go ahead, Miss Morningstar.
Okay, so guys, I'm gonna keep it, cute, and I got a little semi-funny one for you too. I love basketball. The WNBA is investigating a fan who yelled racial slurs at Angel Reese during the Indiana game. I ain't surprised. Young black woman on top of her game. She balling. She was
Jealous.
paid. They was jealous. She was paid in college. She had endorsements off the top. They kept trying to put her and Caitlin against each other. But really, they was just, hey, basketball is a rivalry. We, on our personal life, we cool. But basketball, baby, we battling.
Yes.
So, the WNBA has launched an investigation that some were directed towards her. And because her team lost to Caitlin Clark's team, the Indiana Fevers, on Saturday in Indianapolis. So, that's just a little bit of info. It's some more info involved in that, but if you guys want to look it up, they're trying to get to the bottom of it, what was going on.
Exactly.
So, and I'm glad they are. They should. Well, now, will something come of it? Who knows?
Who knows? But we're in a nation full of hate right now.
Just keep me abrupt on what happens, because I'm gonna follow it. So moving on, and North Carolina, come to the front of the room. Come on.
North Carolina.
Come on, North Carolina. Charlotte, come on.
What does Charlotte do?
Let me tell y'all. So, Popeyes. We love chicken from Popeyes. The Popeyes manager in North Carolina shot one of his employees in the dispute over burnt biscuits.
Girl, no, they didn't. Please tell me.
Dude then burnt the biscuits. Now I got to fight you. And then it got so heated that he pulled out his pistol and he popped him over the burnt biscuits, y'all. Let me tell y'all the story.
Rodney, was it Martin? His mama biscuits, was it Martin?
It must have been like his mama. You burned my mama's biscuits. Rodney Wood, 22 years old, young man. He made it to management. Rodney, I'm proud of you. I was proud of you. You made it to management. Has been charged with first-degree attempted murder. Thank goodness he did not unalive or murder.
Where did he pop him at? Where did?
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay. Hush, cat.
For shooting a fellow employee during a heated argument over burnt biscuits. Woo! So it started in the kitchen, of course, where they had a disagreement centered around burnt biscuits. It was another manager he was arguing with. It got heated in front of customers. They decided to take it outside.
Not outside.
On the work shift. During the altercation, Wood allegedly pulled out a firearm and shot his coworker twice at close range. So, Wood, you a little hood. You a little crazy.
You mad about some biscuits?
You couldn't throw them hands, so you pulled out your pistol. On surveillance footage, firing 2 shots, hitting him in the groin and the chest. Serious.
You trying to take the man out over some doggone biscuits?
Over some burnt biscuits.
Some biscuits. They're not even your biscuits. You just work there.
The man underwent emergency surgery. He fled from the restaurant, of course. They called him Woods. He had told police that the coworker had punched him 3 times in the face. This is what so basically he was getting his behind whipped. He can't fight. He got punched 3 times in the face. It prompted him to fire what he describes as 2 warning shots. However, he's trying to claim it as self-defense, but I don't know if that's going to be stand, because according to both individuals involved are managers at the Popeyes location, and authorities say the use of deadly force in this situation could not be justified.
It was biscuits, dude.
And it was a
It was a
fight, and it was
fist fight.
biscuits. I know them biscuits be slamming.
Not really, they dry.
No, girl, you ain't. I had some in Louisiana, baby. That was the real one.
Well, you know, I get it from Texas, and
Texas do be kind of a little dry. They don't put enough butter on there, but the biscuits is good, but it ain't worth it. Now you gonna be known as Biscuit Boy in prison. Now what they gonna do?
They gonna pass you around like a biscuit, a hot butter biscuit. It ain't funny. It ain't funny, DJ Kitty. Don't laugh.
I wanted to laugh. It was fun until I knew he did that to that other gentleman who had to undergo surgery. Thank goodness he's still with us.
Thank goodness he's still with us. But
because then you would have a whole nother thing on your hand. Moral of the story is, y'all, stop letting your emotions get the best of you. Please. If you're going to lose the fight, take the L.
Please take the L.
Take the L. Or how about this? Walk away. Don't fight. Say, I need to leave for the day. Yeah. Don't fight at your job. Don't lose your management job. Rodney, you had a management position
at 22. And here you are. Now you have
a attempted murder case.
Yeah, now you have to manage your position in prison over some burnt biscuits being passed around like a burnt biscuit. This is ridiculous. All over some biscuits.
Some biscuits, y'all.
Yeah.
So that story was something. Last one I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna do this one quick, but it's really two, but I'm gonna go quick because we got to bring Ali up. 6-year-old girl returned from school without her shorts on.
Pardon me? I beg your pardon.
6-year-old African-American girl in Newton, Georgia. Her parents is expressing outrage, discovering that their 6-year-old daughter spent hours at school dressed only in a t-shirt and her underwear.
I am at a loss for words.
They had a woo, child. See, the way I would have seen red and just lost it on everybody. But apparently they had a what were they doing at school? A chalk party. So parents were supposed to send extra clothes. She must have got something on her clothes, and I don't know if it was a little girl who took her pants off, but she had a long shirt on. So the teacher is claiming, I didn't notice. She had a long shirt on and
a long shirt and no shorts, just her underwear.
And her tennis shoes. She came home without her shorts on. So, the sheriff county was called, of course, and her parents is doing what they supposed to do because they pissed, as they should be. As they should be, and the school's definitely going to be investigated. Like, why did my 6-year-old have her pants on?
What? I some things I can't wrap my mind around.
It's nothing you could really say to me.
There's nothing you can say to me.
Why don't my baby have her pants on?
There's some things that you could possibly say to me after the fact, like get up off me. That's what you can say. Get up off me because baby. But I joke. Nothing. That is not even a laughing matter because that little girl.
I think she does ride the bus. Yes.
And the bus driver didn't notice. I guess
nobody knew.
Maybe I'm gonna give the school the benefit of the doubt, devil's advocate. Maybe the t-shirt was long to her knees.
And they said it was a long t-shirt she had on. And the little girl must have took off. I don't know if they said she took off her pants because she got chalk all over it or whatnot, but forgot to put them back on. She's 6. It's a possibility she did do that and was trying to wipe it off and forgot to put her pants on because she had a long t-shirt on. She's 6 again. We got to watch our babies. If you're a teacher, you got to watch each baby, and I know it become overwhelming for them as teachers, but I
know it does.
I just don't know my reaction as a parent. Like that would send me into, because of the world we live in today.
Exactly, the
that
world
is
we
the
live in
world we live
today.
in.
Because it could be innocent, but the world that we live in today, you hear of all these teachers and children. So the world we live in today has you thinking worst case scenario.
Yeah.
I hate that this is what the world has come to.
Yeah.
But this is the world we live in.
Yeah.
We have to stay guarded, especially when it comes to our children.
We have to stay guarded. Yes.
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 Let's go ahead.
Okay.
Is that
I'm gonna bring Ollie Gold up, and
let's go
I
ahead.
just want to say this: New Orleans, y'all need to do better with your jail system. You got some murderers out here on the run. They still out here.
They still out here.
Four of them still
They
out
have
here.
$1 million. Y'all better not let me see y'all. They
Don't
have
let them
$1
come
million
here. Don't let them come here.
bounty. I'm snitching. I need that $1 million. I'm snitching.
I'm gonna be like this.
Have they checked baby mama's house? Have they checked the car wash? Pookie, have they checked the studio?
They need to check every resource, because you got killers out here.
Let me call them and give them my Cash App and let them know, give them my thoughts and give them my Cash
That got out from the toilet area.
And then they left a sign that said,
a smiley face. Said too easy.
Too easy.
LOL.
You are so unserious.
Ali, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Ali.
We need the Popeyes dude in the prison system to be the damn, prison guard. I'm just saying.
Biscuits.
No, we need him on the line serving chow. Is that how?
Hey.
Maybe he make the bomb biscuits. I wonder who burnt the biscuits. Was it him or the guy he was fighting?
Because I got questions about these biscuits.
I do got questions. Who burnt the biscuits? Was y'all blaming each other? Who burnt the biscuits? Like, what happened?
Damn. Wow. It's crazy out here, man.
Ali, that's your one, Ali. That's your one.
It's great. All right. Let me watch okay. Before I get chastised and fined. All right. So I didn't hear y'all say about good old Joe Biden. I'm not sure. Maybe I missed it.
I did not bring that up.
I didn't touch on Joe.
Yeah. But I will say,
I'm praying
that everything will be okay. I really am. Because he's a good man. And when we've been talking about, we have been saying president, we meant Karma, you got the wrong president. I'm sorry. I'm going to go on mute.
Yeah, hopefully, we could have him for a little bit, because the thing is, it moved to the bones and now it's stage 4.
Right.
Anything in stage 4?
They said it's hormonal. So it's, being of his age, you just don't know how he would take the treatment. But I mean, we're going to stay hopeful. Joe's strong.
He's strong, and we're going to stay prayed up.
And we know he's a senior. He's done a lot of work, and we just gonna pray for him and Jill and the family.
Well, we're gonna make sure that we keep some good thoughts, positive. We got to stay positive, and we got to make sure that we But Joe, we are rooting for you, man.
We are.
We
truly.
So today we're gonna keep it spicy, gonna keep it fresh with thick neck, man. Thick neck. What would thick neck do?
What would thick neck do?
Yo, all right. Let me get to all the veterans out there. One of the things that you got to do, you got to make sure you get your records. If I knew better and I had to roll myself back, I would have gotten my military records at every duty station before I went to the next one, because we lose paperwork so easily and we don't have the stuff that we need when we need it. So this is about getting your military records while you're on active duty, and also when you get out of active duty. You need your records for different things, for VA, for your doctors, for maybe a school. You need your records. You need your records. So check it out. I'm gonna play 2 video, and I got the website screenshot so you can know where to go. You can get your when I say records, I'm talking about military records. I'm talking about everything, and some people just don't know where to go. We're going to solve that today. We're going to attempt to anyways, right? So we appreciate everybody locking in. Like I said, if you know a veteran, if you are a veteran, if you're married to a veteran, this is for you. Spread it, dish it out, don't save it. Let's make sure that we get this information to folks. All right. So the first one, let's go to people who are not in the military first. Then I'll go to people who are in the military first, second, because people who are in the military, it's easy for them to get their records. So let's start with the hard one. Then we'll go to the easy one. Then we'll go to the screenshots, and we'll get DC and the mentor crew to roll up in here and do what they do. Because, I don't know about Reggie cooking, but if Reggie burned the biscuit, DC ain't playing around here. So let's get up in
So how do military records, how do I get my military records? So if I'm looking to get a copy, whether it be analog or digital.
So this is for the folks who are out, right? Because people who are active, they still need this information, but this is for the people who are out of the military. So here you go.
How do I go about that? How do I do that?
The easiest way to get your military records is to go to the National Archives website, archives.gov. And right on that main landing page, there's going to be a section that's called Military Service Records. And if you click on that, you're going to find all kinds of information about what records we have, what time periods are available, so forth. And there's an online application called eVetRecs. And if you use that application to submit your request to us, that's the best way to submit a request, because then it's going to be assigned a reference request number that you can come back later and check on the status of your request. It's an entirely digital process. You can sign the request electronically as well. And when you do it, we get a large volume of requests. We normally get about 5,000 requests every single day. If I receive 5,000 pieces of mail and I have our mailroom staff transcribe those into our systems, as good as they are, they're going to make some typos. But if you key your request in, and it's the only one you got, and it's yours, you're going to do it right. Then information is going to be entered into our system completely accurately. And then all the automation in the system with regard to finding the right record and so forth will work properly.
5,000 requests a day?
A day, yes. Actually, lately...
For military records or just records in general?
Military records.
Oh, wow.
Bananas.
So the office in St. Louis, the National Personnel Records Center, the reference volume is higher than the rest of the National Archives combined. And 5,000 per day is a general term. Right now, we're actually doing a little bit more. We're receiving a little bit more than that. We're typically getting 26, 27,000 a week right now.
We have a little.
We're having technical difficulties. Ali,
I was on mute. I was on mute.
Okay.
I was on mute. So make sure you get your records request in. I was on mute. I'm sorry. So get your request in before you need it, because don't wait till you need it, then you put it in, right? So this is the thing where it may take long, as you heard, how many people are in the queue and everything. So I'm going to finish up this, and then we'll get to the second one. And
how many of those requests are cut out of my own curiosity? How many of them, if you know off the top of your head, how many of them are coming from the general public, and how many of them are coming from other agencies, like say VA for a veteran that's submitting a claim or something like that?
Okay, let me back up a little bit. So the 26, 27,000 requests that we're getting a week right now are what we call correspondence requests. They're coming from a member of the public, either the veteran's family, a third party, and it requires us to pull a record, look at that request, determine that this person's authorized to get these documents, make reproductions, redact third-party personal information, compose a response letter, and send it out. We also have a whole nother business line, which is what you're referring to, is like when another federal agency comes in for a record. The VA is the heaviest user among federal agencies. They come to us 5,000 to 7,000 times a week for record requests. That's a whole different, so that's on top of the 27,000. Those are records,
wow.
but those are much easier for us to service. We just run out in the warehouse, we pull a record, we deliver it to the VA. The VA then digitizes the entire record, ingests it into its Veterans Benefits Management System, and adjudicates the disability claim. And the turnaround time on that is very quick and easy because we don't have to do any analysis regarding releasability. We don't have to make any document reproductions. We don't have to redact anything. We just pull a record and send it to the VA. So the normal response time on requests from the VA is about 3 business days. So if a veteran has a disability claim to file, it makes more sense for them to just file it with the VA, let the VA do the legwork. The VA has a duty to assist, and they will, get the record for whatever records they need to adjudicate their claim. They're going to get them, whether we hold them or whether they're available electronically.
Okay, so he says the VA has a duty to assist. I don't want you to rely on the VA to assist you to the max capacity. So that's why you need your records to see what's in your record, so you could be the best advocate for yourself, right? Don't trust the VA is going to do the right thing for you or whoever you're helping out. All right. So let me get to the next one.
Welcome to County Office, your ultimate guide to local government services and public records. Let's get started.
Where to request military medical records.
So this is specific. This is going to talk about while you're active duty, and I'll talk in a little bit more about where you can get your records. So it is important. Each duty station you are located, you need to get your records, so you're not finding missing stuff, and at least that way you'll keep up on making sure that your record is complete.
If you need to obtain your military medical records, there are several steps and options you can consider. Through your local military hospital or clinic. You can start by contacting your local military hospital or clinic where you received care. They can provide copies of records related to hospitalizations, fetal tracings, or ambulance services. Be prepared to provide your full name, sponsor's social security number, DoD identification number, and the place and dates of your last treatment. Using the standard Form 180 to request a complete copy of your health record, you will need to fill out a request pertaining to military records, Standard Form 180. This form can be downloaded and then mailed or faxed to the appropriate address listed on the form. This method is applicable for both recent and older records. Online requests through eVetRecs. You can also request your military medical records online using the National Archives eVetRecs tool. This is a convenient option for recent military service records. When you use eVetRecs, select the option to make a new request and follow the instructions provided. Specific requirements. When requesting your records, you must provide certain basic information, including the veteran's complete name used while in service, service number, social security number, branch of service, and dates of service. The request must be signed and dated by the veteran or next of kin. If you are the next of kin of a deceased veteran, you will need to provide proof of death, such as a death certificate or a letter from a funeral home. Accessing electronic health records. If you received care at military hospitals and clinics, you can view and download your personal health information from the MHS Genesis Patient Portal or the TRICARE Online TOL Patient Portal. You will need Premium Access Level 2 for the MHS Genesis Patient Portal. Historical health information on TOL will be available until April 1st, 2025. Sharing medical records. You can also share your medical records securely through the Joint Health Information Exchange, JHIE, and the eHealth Exchange, which allows clinical information to be shared between the Department of Defense, Department of Veterans Affairs, and participating federal and civilian healthcare partners.
All right, so that is one part of the information that we talked about. And so when you're on active duty, listen, you got it.
Hey, Ali, I'm gonna go ahead and I didn't pause you. I don't know what's going on because my mic keeps getting paused, but it's time to take a break. So let's take a break and then pick up on this other half when we come back. You're listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Let's be real. Being a woman means juggling everything. Careers, families, goals, and somehow our health ends up last on the list. But what if your wellness came first? At Nutrition U Design, we believe healthy living shouldn't be complicated. From custom meal plans to one-on-one coaching and specialized lab testing, we're here to help you fuel your body and feel amazing every day. It's not about dieting, it's about thriving. It's about energy, balance, confidence, you. So if you're ready to feel stronger, healthier, and in control of your nutrition, let's do this together. Contact Nutrition You Design today and design a healthier you.
Hey guys, we got us.
And I'd like for you to do one more thing for me. Hold up 2 fingers. This is you, and this is me, and the space that exists between us should be filled with value.
Equal, a global human initiative, and its value identity model.
And we are back. Once again, you're listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We've got Ali here with Veterans Voice and is explaining to us all how to get your benefits. So I will be quiet. Go right ahead, Ali.
Yes, get your records and look.
Your records, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And so this rolls into, being prepared to get your benefits. So it's tying in. I'm trying to make sure it ties in because you need your records to get your benefits. You heard that the VA will ask them for it, but you cannot rely on the VA to go find what's wrong with you. They're not going to put no claims in the system for you. You have to put the claims, and then they're going to try to find the records to supply the justification so you can get your benefits. You cannot rely on the VA to do it and give you your records. They're not going to do that. So this is your part where you have the access to get your information. And while you're on active duty, I want you to make sure you keep up with your information. So before I go to this right here in the second page, if you're on active duty, go to your MTF, your military healthcare facility, request your records before you PCS. Before you leave, get your records, all your records. You may have to specifically ask for your behavioral health records separately because it's separate from your records. They have to make sure the people who are requesting it can get it. All right. So even if it's yours, they still have to make sure you're you and why you need it and all that good stuff. You need that stuff. Stuff get lost. Stuff get missing. The older generation, when they wrote on paper gets depreciated and you can't even read what's on it. So get your records. So this is the website right here. You heard them talk about it. National Archives website, archives.gov/personnel-records-center. Go on it. You could get your records from here. It's easy, right? It's really, really easy. When you go here, you see all this stuff. If you look, right? If you look on the left side about military personal records, right here. See what that says? Request military service record. If you click on it, you come to this page and you could do all types of things, right? All type of good things for yourself. You get your DD-214, your separation documents, your OMPF, all them stuff in your OMPF. I got too much in there. Like my thing is big, like real large. And so you got replacement medals, you got health, you got all these things you can request right here. You can request it online. It's an easy, quick process. You have the information, you put it in, you get your records. And like I said, get it before you need it. And even if you don't need it, request it. See what you need to see what's in your records. It's yours. If you're active duty, request your records. If you're retired, veteran, get your records. Get your records, get your records, get your records. It rolls into getting your benefits. If you have your records, you have the justification to request your benefits. A lot of people don't have their records. We have so many things we're doing when we're PCSing, we're retiring, we're getting out. You need your records, so go ahead and get your records. I'm just trying to make sure you understand the importance of this thing right here.
Absolutely. Ali, thank you so much for bringing your Veterans Voice once again. Very informative. And for those who are listening out in Radio Land, you can go to Our Plugs LLC and actually see this show tonight. And Ali has screenshots to show you exactly how to walk through getting your records. So take our advice and listen to our vet on the panel when he says, get your records. You need them. They're yours.
And you can check on your status. You can check on your records request. Listen, I'm just saying. I just need $1 for every day of the month, and until perpetuity. I'm just saying. Just
Me too. Sign me up.
No,
I'm
that's
still
right.
I'm
I
still
appreciate
trying
the
to get on
veterans out there that's doing the right thing, and I
Thank
appreciate
you.
y'all.
Thank you all for your service.
Thank you so much, Ali.
Do I see DC with a big red one on his hat though? Okay, all right. I'm just making sure I ain't, all right, But I appreciate y'all. Everybody stay safe. Watch out for tornadoes because we ain't getting the same service we used to get
No, we're not. We're not. Thank you, Ali.
That's the truth.
And shouts out to Thick Neck.
Thick Neck. And his affirmations. I'm gonna have to actually see what that Thick Neck actually says. I mean, how do you spell it? But I'll get it from you after the show.
Yeah, I probably said it wrong, but
but that's his name now. So the second half of our show is about to begin, and that is our brothers,
our leaders. So let's get our leaders to the stage. Bring them to the stage. Bring them to the stage.
Hey, DC. Hey, Reggie. How are y'all?
Good morning.
Hey,
Good morning. No complaints. It's another great
Can't hear you, Reggie.
day. Yeah, Reggie, you're on mute.
You're on mute.
Happy Tuesday, WKRA listening audience, Mrs. Morningstar, DJ Kitty, my brother from another mother. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Can't complain.
Good. Wonderful.
Yes, had a great weekend with you guys. In case you guys are wondering, myself and Miss Morningstar and Reggie went to DC over the weekend to handle some business on the upcoming talk show. And we know why Reggie is a leader. He's definitely a leader. Yeah.
It was amazing. It was a great experience.
It was a great experience. And I can't wait until all of us get together. That's
that's the thing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, what do you have for us this fine Tuesday morning? Tornado free so far.
Thank goodness for that, because we definitely had no weather advisory warnings. You guys were sleeping during the tornado. I mean, I just have to mention this, but I was actually, you were woke and DJ Kitty was sleeping, but I was actually landing.
Yeah.
I was in the air trying to get on the ground during this weather. During this weather system. And when we got on the ground, like we couldn't get to the gate because they stopped all the flights, and I was wondering what's going on. And then to your point, when I left the plane and we got into the car and started driving around, we just started seeing all this damage and debris everywhere. I'm just like, wow. So it was definitely something else to witness.
Scary situation.
I'm sorry.
I said a scary situation, but we made
it.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
and thank goodness. I'm sorry.
What is what's our topic for today? Go ahead.
Our value identity, because you guys know by now that I'm always trying to basically advocate for our ability to embrace our value, and to do that because we've been conditioned through our societal construct and our narratives so much that our value is exterior to us and that it has to be acquired and achieved and approved. And so I've kind of created these ways for us to kind of, these different entry points for us to access, the messaging. And I think, again, because many of us have lived our entire lives with this one narrative. And so it takes time and repetition, of hearing this message again and again for us to really begin to break through what we've been taught into what is really true and real about who we are, so that we can begin to access our power, our value, and to begin to enjoy our relationship with ourselves and the way we experience ourselves. So this is just one idea that I came up with, and it's kind of a panel question, so please feel free to chime in, team. But the value identity question is, are we becoming who we are, or are we discovering who we are? And so I'll just let that sit for a moment. And whoever wants to go first, just to respond to that question, let's get into it, and I'll give you my humble assessment of what I think the real response or the real answer is to that question.
Go ahead, Miss Morningstar.
Now I want Brother DC to go.
Yeah, you go. You go first.
Hot potato. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Hot potato.
Well, that's a very dynamic question, and I think just off the top, just thinking about the statement, I think a person is always ever evolving. You're always ever evolving. You're constantly finding out something new about yourself. So when you say, "Are we becoming who we are?" I think that's grounded a little bit in your history. You can take a little bit from your lineage, your history, but that should never become a limitation. I think we should always be working to evolve and discover new things about ourselves, and always push the limits of yourself. Is what I would take from that. Is don't become stagnant. Always push the limits of yourself. You'll never know what you're capable of until you do push the limits of yourself.
I'll take that. And by the way, you're rocking that hat, man. You look good. We see you. But okay, so are you voting? So I have to clarify. So are you voting for becoming, or are you voting for discovery? Where are you casting?
I'm voting for discovery.
Okay. Who's up next? Who would like to kind of respond to that next? Ladies?
I'll go ahead and go.
Okay.
So I'm a piggyback off my big brother DC, because I think, as we grow, we start to definitely always practice about how we have to continue to learn. And I think growth is good, and you never really know what direction you're going to go in. Who would have knew that we'd be here today on the radio as broadcasters? I never expected it or anticipated it. However, somewhere within my core, it was divine for it to happen. It was something about me, who I had become, that was making me do these things and become even more of a servant, or in so many words, to people, and just keep giving. So I think it's just all about growth. And I lean more towards who I'm becoming, because I think I'm becoming more than what I anticipated, but I love it. I'm embracing it. I think it's a good thing. It's all part of the growth pattern. So
okay. So we have one vote. So we have one vote for discovering and one vote for becoming. And DJ Kitty, you like to be the tiebreaker?
I would like to say it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I am discovering who I am, and I'm becoming who I am.
Okay.
I can agree with both. I'm with Miss Morningstar. Who knew? I would have never in a million years thought that I would be doing, hosting a radio show with my little sis, Miss Morningstar, and meeting you guys and building this relationship. We've been at this since January, and here it is almost June. We're approaching 6 months of this.
It's amazing.
And we all had different lives prior to this. So I'm discovering, and I'm becoming, and I'm loving the journey.
Okay.
Where I'm at. So I'm in the middle on both. I don't want to choose.
Okay. we have our political aficionado, the voice. We have the public voice of reason. I love it. And I love the discussion. So what I would like to offer in my humble kind of understanding of these two questions, and I think they're pointed, and I think it's something that we should look at. And so I would lean with, so I guess it's going to be 2.5, because DJ Kitty, you kind of stood in the middle, and Miss Morningstar, you leaned with becoming. So 2.5 to 1. So I would dare to say that we are discovering who we are, because I would have to follow that up with a question, is can you become what you already are?
I mean,
Okay.
That's deep. That's deep.
Can you become what you already are? Can you acquire or achieve what you already have? And let me go back a little bit more. My position is this, is that we are born into this world. We come into this world complete and fully equipped for the purpose for which we are here. Whether you, it doesn't matter about, your what type of body you have. If you are, say, an able challenged person, or you're a person who is challenged with hearing, or maybe someone you come here as someone who can't see. The point is that it's not what your form is, it's what your purpose is. And whatever you come here with, however you come here, you are complete with everything that you need to fulfill the purpose for which you are here. And so I tend to believe, or tend to lean, that simply our life is a journey of discovery. Okay, it's kind of like, think about it like this: you buy a new car. Are you aware of all of the features the moment you get it?
That's true. Okay.
But the car is complete. It's got all the features.
You have to discover.
It's complete, but you're discovering, oh, wow, it can do this and it can do this. And it's only through time and interacting with this machine, interacting with yourself, going through experiences, that you discover, oh, wow, I have this ability. I have this voice. I was put into this situation for this reason. And to, you see what I'm saying? And put in proximity to this person or to this opportunity for this reason. And you basically unravel all that there is that you are. And you simply discover who you are. And once you discover kind of all of the systems, all of the apps that have been downloaded in there, all of the abilities, all of the talents, all of the skill sets, then you are in a position where you know how to use everything now, and now you're fully operational. And you can drive that car with one hand, all right? You know basically how to operate all the systems. And I'm just kind of using that as an analogy for how we essentially access all the tools of who we are and our abilities. And in doing that, you end up moving closer and closer towards being able to fully operate in your purpose. And I kind of use this analogy with my grandson. He was getting frustrated because he's in basketball tournaments, right? And he was frustrated because he's 8 years old, 9 now, and but at that time, and he was frustrated because he couldn't get the 3-point jumper. He had all these other really quick, great athletic skills, but the 3-point jumper, and he was like really frustrated. And he kept using words like mistake, and he failed. And I was like, let me just kind of talk to you a little bit. And I said, let me take those words from you. I said, there are no mistakes. There are no failures. There are only experiences. I said, and every time you cycle through an experience, every time you go through something, you learn 2 things. You learn what to do the next time and what not to do the next time. And as you cycle through the what not to do and what to do through all those experiences, you acquire learning. And that learning is information, and that information is power. So you're not failing, you're basically just being fostered forward. And you're not making mistakes, you're just having experiences, because how else would you learn? I said, and as you acquire that knowledge, you become better and better and better at whatever it is that you're endeavoring to do. And then once you acquire all that knowledge and all of that experience, that's why they call it, what do they say, Brother DC, 10,000 hours? In basketball, they say if you apply 10,000 hours to anything, you can pretty much become efficient. You can become professional at it. Correct. And then you step into your power, into your full power, because now you are knowledgeable, you are aware of all the tools that you have, but you can only do that through experiences. So, I'd like for us to understand that we are complete in our purpose. We have everything that we need. We're just going through the process of learning to operate everything that's there.
I love that. Especially now, we really need to hear that now, because all of us are taking on something new. We even have a new, this administration, new look to America with, going through the process of dealing with somebody who's trying to, uproot the current day society. So
absolutely,
you can apply that to everything.
Absolutely. And that's the entire point, because even in this moment that we're facing, everything that we're challenged with, all right, we're like, how do we respond? And do I have the tools? Well, I'm here to tell you that you do. Yes. It's just a matter, okay, this is a new app now. Every situation is a new app that you have to download and learn how to use and find out what your skill sets are within that app, what the app can do. And we have all that information already. We come here complete. We're not missing anything. You're not lacking anything. Everything that you are purposeful for, you already have. Nothing you have to acquire. Wow. And so my position and my thought is that we are discovering who we are not becoming, because we come complete. So we don't have to become. We merely have to discover how to use what it is that we've already been given and what we have. So know who you are. And when you encounter adversity in your world, in your surroundings, just remember who you are.
Yeah.
Because you're already complete.
I think, and now that you put it in those terms, yes, because we're discovering ourselves and we're discovering our power.
Exactly.
I think that's just something, like Kitty was just saying, it's universal. Like, even in this time of us going through this grievance with the administration, different people are starting to discover their power that they didn't know they had, whether it be the power in your voice or the power in your actions, getting out here in the community, doing stuff, feeding the community, getting out here, educating the community. What we do at Our Plugs, we get on the radio and we speak to the community, and we advocate for different sectors. So these are things that you like you said, we had it in us, but we are now discovering it, and we're using these tools to make us even better, to complete.
Exactly.
So yeah, thank you. That was great.
I love that. Yeah, thank you. I love that. Yeah, and to your point, and I think what's empowering about it is that we're putting our time and energy into solutions. So we're not sitting in the problem, right? We're putting our time and energy into, so it empowers you, because that's where you're putting your attention. So I think it's super important that we think about that we meditate on that, and that we continue to access that and to understand that we're not missing anything. It's just these moments that are facing us are put in front of us. It's just another opportunity for us to discover something else that we already have.
And I love that. And I think that our journey has just begun. A lot of people are waking up to the fact that, after November, I won't just say after November 5th. I will say that these last 5 to 10 years, ever since 10 years, I think a lot of people have woken up to say, we have been, I hate to say it, but we've been asleep. We've been coasting.
I agree. Absolutely.
Thinking that, okay, now that they've given us civil rights, we're good to go. And, although it's not fair, and most of it's not fair, although it's not where it's not a level playing field, we'll be okay. And then he came on the scene, and a lot of people are discovering their power.
Exactly.
And by way of social media, it's giving us the strength to connect.
To use it, yeah, and to use our power. Yep.
Connect with others, and we are already alone by ourselves individually, a force to be reckoned with.
Mm-hmm.
So we are united, and that's the one thing they never wanted us to do.
Absolutely.
Even, think about it like this. Even if I know there was a time where you couldn't have more than 4 or 5 people hanging out at the corner store, which, you know, go in there and get what you get and go home. But even that, they don't want to see groups of people of color together, because what are y'all doing? You know, what's going on? That's why you see so many people walking up feeling emboldened to ask a group of women at a restaurant, is it somebody's birthday? As if we can't just go to a restaurant and go eat. You know?
And to your point, DJ Kitty, so now look at the situation that we're in. We have no choice but to come together now. You see what I'm saying? We're forced to come together to discover what we have, to use what we have. We are forced to do that. Yeah.
And DC been sitting there so patiently and quiet.
I know.
No, I'm listening. You know, my point is, minus the political piece, life should always be about evolving. Sometimes, you know, and just to say, I met you ladies, you know, during the heat of the political campaign. We've evolved from that. You know, we took the lessons from that, and we've evolved from that. And then sometimes the synergies of people no longer align, but that doesn't make you stop believing and focusing on evolution and getting better and progressing. You know, and that's one of the reasons why I rock with you guys, is because I see the vision. I see that there's no limitation, and everybody should live their life that way. You should never self-limit. You should always think about how you can elevate, how you can change to make yourself a better person. So life is always going to be full of roadblocks, challenges, changes. It's about how you overcome them is what makes the mettle of the person.
Amen.
I agree.
Yes.
Amen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I will say this as we wrap the show. Thank you, Reggie, always coming with the knowledge. Thank you, DC. Always
feeding our brains. We need that.
Yes, yes. I will say happy birthday to Malcolm X.
Yes.
I am
happy heavenly birthday.
Happy heavenly birthday. I am I'm on my Malcolm X, and I think that we all are on our Malcolm X journey to a certain extent. You know, we're all on our Martin journey to a certain extent, but our ancestors are feeding our souls, and they setting fires.
Where them fans at?
Hey, you are listening to WKRA 92.7 The Change. We appreciate everyone for joining us today on YouTube. We appreciate our contributors, Ali Gold, Reggie, DC, my sister, Miss Morningstar. I want you guys to have a wonderful day, because we deserve it. We deserve so much more. We deserve it all. Any last words? We got 2 seconds. And
have a great day, everybody.
Great day.
Thank you. Reggie?
You are valuable. Remember that.
Absolutely. Hey, y'all.
Never
it's
give
DJ
up.
Kitty.
And Miss Morningstar.
We are here from Our Plugs, the Community Connection, and we will be your new morning host on WKRA 92.7 The Change.
Yes, we will be broadcasting Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
We'll also be streaming on YouTube at Our Plugs LLC.
Be sure to tune in.
Hey, y'all.